Okay, sorry about that. It's not 1/2. Sorry, tangent of 30 is radical 3 over 3. So let's go back to tangent of 150 radical 3 over 3. Okay, and then we always want to check the signs. So we have to think about the all students take calculus trick. And we're in the second quadrant again, so only sign is positive in this quadrant. So our answer is actually going to be negative. And then if you want to check this, you do tangent of 150, and it gives you that decimal answer. And then you put in your answer, negative radical 3, close parentheses, divided by 3. And because the decimals match, we know that we are right. All right, number 3, cosine of 225. Okay, so 225 is past 180, but not at 270. So 225 would be 45 degrees past 180. So we're talking about a 45-degree reference angle. So from the initial ray, that's called the initial ray, all the way over to here, that is how we get 225 degrees. But again, we want to find the closest angle to the x-axis, which is right here, and that's 45 degrees. Our reference angle is 45 degrees. So cosine of 45 degrees is here, and it's radical 2 over 2. So that's our answer. However, is it positive or negative? We're in quadrant 3, only tangent is positive, so that means cosine is going to be negative. And you can check with, you can check your answer by finding the decimal of cosine 225 and finding the decimal of negative radical 2 over 2 and making sure they match. Next, cosine of 330. Okay, 330 degrees from the initial ray all the way around would be about here. So it's 30 degrees away from 360. So the reference angle is 30. So now we're looking for cosine of 30 degrees. Right here, radical 3 over 2. Is it positive or negative? It's in quadrant 4 where we have a C for cosine. Cosine is positive. All right, now tangent of 300 is number 5. 300 degrees would be 60 degrees before we get to 360. So our reference angle is 60. Again, I'm starting to move through these a little bit faster, so let me know if any of these don't make sense or if you think I made a mistake. All right, so tangent of 300, reference angle is 60. So tangent of 60 is radical 3. So our answer is radical 3, but it's going to be negative because only cosine is positive here. Last one for this group is sine of 120 degrees. 120 degrees. 120 degrees is somewhere between here, and it's going to be 60 away from 80 degrees. You could also think of it as 30 past 90, but if we're comparing to the x-axis, the reference angle, it is 60 degrees before we get to 180. So our reference angle is 60. So sine of 120 is going to be sine of 60, which is radical 3 over 2. And the last thing you always do is make sure your sign is correct. In this quadrant, sign is positive, so our answer is positive. Okay, 7 through 8. Number 7, cosine of 270. Okay. Here is where we are going to use the ordered pairs. So 270 is right down here, and our ordered pair is 0, -1. Well, the x value is coordinates with cosine. The y value coordinates with sine, and tangent, if you remember, is sine over cosine. So sine over cosine would be y over x, and that would be tangent. So if you're looking for either 0, 360, 90, 180, or 270, anything that falls right on the x or y axes, you're gonna just use the ordered pairs and remember this: cosine x, sine y, tangent y over x, or sine over cosine. So you probably want to write that down somewhere too. Okay, so number 7 is cosine of 270. Here's 270. Cosine is the x value. So x value here is 0. That answer is 0. Sine of 180. Here's 180, -1, 0. Sine is the y, so that is 0 again. And finally, tangent of 90. 90 is right here, 0, 1. Tangent is y over x. So that would be 1 over 0. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. All right, now the directions say use the unit circle, but for any of these, 0, 360, 90, 180, 270, if he's not gonna know, just put it in the calculator. So cosine 270, 0. I'm just plugging these ones in that we did to check. Sine 180, 0. Tangent 90, error. So that's how you know it's undefined, which we had. All right, so you can use the calculator for these. You can't for these when it says exact value.